You are about to listen to an exclusive interview on Maximum Threshold Radio. Thanks for listening to us at MaximumThreshold.net. Horns up, fists in the air.
Maximum Threshold, you're on the air.
Hey, is this Dom?
Yeah.
Hey, Dom, it's carl-canedy. How are you?
Hey, Carl, what's going on, man?
Just checking in. Is there an interview, I guess, now?
Yeah. I missed you. I was having problems with my phone, and it wasn't popping up my computer. It was, oh man, it was a mess. So I'm glad you called right back, because I was just trying to get your number. I was going to call you back if I wasn't able to get a hold of you.
Yeah, no problem. Let me call you back, though. This doesn't sound like a great connection.
Okay.
I'll call you right back.
Sounds good. So that's carl-canedy. He's going to be calling us right back here on Maximum Threshold Radio Show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this week's edition of the Maximum Threshold Radio Show. Like I said, we're coming here live as we do every week. We've been doing this for about 9 years. Maximum Threshold Radio, you're on the air.
Okay, much better, Dom.
Nice. Better. Cool. So what's going on, man?
Oh, a lot of stuff. I mean, how about you? By the way, I love the headphones with the blood. That's great.
Nice.
The bleeding ears is great.
Yeah, we had a motto for years. It was our motto here on the show was "It's the only station to make your ears bleed."
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Yeah, man, you got this. I just got turned on to this the Uncorked, and I've been listening to that, and that's pretty good stuff there.
It's so cool that it's been, being re-released,
yeah.
and people are actually liking it.
Mm-hmm. I like that, man. I just got to playing Frostbite Fantasy.
Yeah, I love that song.
That's some smooth stuff, man. It definitely has that nice 70s sort of hard vibe to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad you're into it.
Yeah, I'm really going to dig into that one. I'm going to get more airplay on here. I want to do more push for you and really help on our part get the word out there for you.
That's great. Yeah, I really appreciate the support.
So what other projects you got going on? Because, I mean, you're a man of many hats, definitely over the years.
Yeah, I mean, right now I've got this Kelakos project that really the Bloomfield, I had retained the tapes, and so Link actually, I had them baked and transferred to digital, and then sent them to Link, who really labored over them for about a year to actually complete them. It was a project that's just a labor of love, and you do a little bit here and a little bit there, and so I'm glad this Kelakos project is out. I'm excited about it. I have my solo album that's just been released, Canedy Headbanger.
Oh, nice.
The Rods are doing dates this coming weekend. We're going to be at the Defenders of the Old Festival in Brooklyn at the Bell House, sold-out show with Exciter.
Nice.
And, so I'm, going to Belgium, the Heavy Sound Festival in May. We're going to Chicago, Ragnarok, May 2nd, and got a show at local venue, Susie's in Auburn. And Dio Days coming up in June, and, so got a lot of stuff going on.
Nice. What do you think about Beeler getting back with the band?
I produced the Violence and Force CD for Exciter, and I just thought they were great. And
yeah.
I was always disappointed that the band, I know they had the thing and whatever it was. I'm glad that whatever issues there were cleared up, and that the band is, the original band is back. I think the fans are really stoked about it. And I think very excited to have the original Exciter lineup back intact and out on the road.
Yeah, I remember seeing them I think it was with Slayer and Exodus or something like that, and there was some wild shows like there were Venom, I think it was. And that was back in the 80s, like 83, 84, around there. And that was, man, when Exciter came out, it was like, man, it was just to see, the frontman who's singing back there just beating the shit out of his drums and just bringing the band together, man.
That's so true, because Dan was the fact that he was a singing drummer was really I think at the time, who else was playing
Nope.
drums and singing? Phil
Yeah,
Collins. There's a whole
That's
different
right.
aspect of it, singing and playing drums.
And he did it too, man. And he had the pipes for that too, and just how mad he played those drums, and just to do that, it was just hard to fathom what he was doing.
Yeah, no, he definitely crushes the drums.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, so do you.
Yeah, but I mean, Dan's singing and playing, and
Yeah.
and I'm excited to. I haven't seen those guys in years now, so I'm excited to hook up with those guys and hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, I saw Exciter probably about 10 years ago. They came around. They played some little festival kind of thing over here in Cleveland, and it was pretty cool, man. Just get. And I went up to the guys there and I got their autograph, and I said, "This is the first time I've had asked for an autograph of any band since 1979 when I saw and met Kiss."
Wow,
Yeah, I was real excited
that was
about that.
pretty. That's pretty cool. A little plug for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So very nice. But they're the nicest guys. I mean, that's the other thing. They're all really nice guys.
So you're going to be doing the Rod's going to be hitting the road, going towards the West Coast, doing any shows?
Chicago's about as far west as we're getting this year so far. So I know there's been a lot of requests, and we actually had a request we had an offer to play the Whiskey, but with no dates around it, it doesn't make sense. We're all like, the Whiskey is just a little crappy place, but it's legendary. We'd love to play the Whiskey. It was like when we played the Marquee in London. Like we had just gotten off the tour with it was the last date of our UK tour with Iron Maiden, and we were just as excited about playing the Marquee as we were all the dates we played all throughout the UK. In the big theaters, little crappy little Marquee that was so legendary. That's kind of the way it is about the Whiskey, but unfortunately, without some dates around it, it doesn't make sense to.
Yeah, you definitely would. Yeah, it'd be. I would think it'd be tough to do a one-off, especially flying all the way over there just do a show, and you have to have one hell of a payout for you guys to do that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's you gear up as much for one show as you do for a 30-day tour.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to make all that effort worthwhile.
Is there any talks about doing any more a new Rods record?
We're actually working on material.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a couple of things we're doing. David has a new CD out as well. So I have Kennedy Headbanger. He has Clash of Armor, Feinstein. And we're actually working on some new Rods material, and we're working on old Rods material. We're remaking some of the classic Rods songs,
cool.
as well as working on new material. But fans have been asking for us to bring in some the classic songs, update them.
Mm-hmm.
And, so we're like, it's a good time to do it. We all have home studios, and, so it makes life a lot easier.
Nice. Let's see here. Oh, I got a question here from Jeff Kiss in our chat room. He's asking about when you how was it producing Anthrax records?
Anthrax was a really great experience for me in a lot of ways, and it was an interesting experience as well because, there was a lot of some changes in the band, and you had Neil Turbin and Dan Roker, for example. You had two guys in the band who were really strong talents, and they came and went during the course of my producing the 3 records with them. So, I saw this, and I also saw the fact that I recognized in the bands like Anthrax, Metallica, and so on, and Overkill, there was a changing of the guard going on. And I had some friends who would laugh at me, and I was like, I love this band. This band's going to be huge. Like, how big? I said, they're going to be at least a gold album. And this was really the early thrash days. And my friends laughed at me. They hated the music, but it's the changing of the guard. And I don't think some of the musicians were ready to accept the fact that, it was changing. But it was great to see it, and it was great to watch the guys grow. And I was always impressed with how when they talked to them about their singer, that it just wasn't working. They needed to, if they were going to get to the next level, they really needed to make a change. And after a week of recording, they asked me to get Johnny on the phone, and I got Johnny on the phone, and they went in and talked to Johnny, and next thing I know, Johnny put me on the phone, and that was it. So we went out, and I found actually my friend Duck McDonald, I called him, I put the word out, and Duck said the singer in Syracuse is a great singer, Joey Belladonna. So I called him, we brought him in, and the rest is history. So really interesting and enjoyable working with the guys. And it was, it was a little pressure at times because you had a lot of strong personalities, but obviously the band knew what they wanted and where they were going, and that's why they're still around today, because they're such strong, talented guys.
Yeah, Neil, his vocals, man, it was a real strong one, and that was one of my favorite records was Fistful of Metal by Anthrax. But then when Joey came into there, he definitely did bring that other side of, I guess you could say it's like that when Bruce came to Iron Maiden, it was sort of that same thing,
Right.
The band just, they weren't feeling it, they wanted to do something else, and their vocals came there and did take them to the next level. Just like you said.
That's just it. And but there's no doubt, Neil is he's to this day, the guy is just a balls out singer. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he doesn't leave anything behind when he does a show.
That's right. I got this cool promo by him. You want to hear it real quick?
Yeah.
Listen, this is pretty wild.
You're listening,
Of course it stutters.
to Neil Turbin of Death Riders. This is Maximum Threshold, and you need to stay metal thrashing man, motherfucker!
How's that for a promo ID?
That's a riot.
Yeah, he was
That's great. That's typical Neil right there.
Yeah, he won't. If you get him in an interview, man, he won't shut up. He'll tell you everything's on his mind too. Everything from driving a taxi to all the bad stuff.
Well, see, just imagine working with those guys in the same room.
Oh, I can
Dan
believe
Spitz, Scott, Dan Lilker. I mean, there's just it was a lot of energy.
That's it. So, Carl, how can people get a hold of your music?
They can go to therods.com, and on our homepage you'll see a link, and there's a Kennedy store, so they can actually go there. They can buy it. They can download it from iTunes. They can go to cdbaby.com. You can go to cdbaby.com and get the Kelakos album as well, which, as you said, you're going to play Frostbite Fantasy, I think you mentioned. Yeah. And that song's a great song. But, you can pick it up there, Amazon, iTunes, CD Baby, and you can also go to the Rods homepage and you can purchase Kelakos or Canedy there, as well as David's solo album and some Rods. There's a bunch of Rod stuff there as well if anybody's interested.
Nice. Yeah, I remember growing up listening to Rods when I was a kid, and
I'm so sorry, Don. I apologize. And
it was perfect.
Some therapy money.
It was.
I probably owe them therapy money, right?
No, everything worked out, man. At least I like to think so. You kind of like when you're growing up, especially like in the early '80s and stuff, and you get the cool record covers. Like at the time when I was seeing like the Rods came out, also I was seeing like Riot, and I got to see the records and comparing the covers and and listening to them. I'm like, damn, this is what I want to do when I get older.
That's cool. We're just talking about the fact that I always loved albums, and I'm glad that vinyl is coming back and has made really kind of a comeback and continues to grow. But I always loved having an album cover and just reading everything while I'm listening to the disc. And, it's something about having an album cover, CD cover. On my CD, on Kennedy, I have a 16-page booklet, but you basically have to get out the magnifying glass to read it. There's a lot of information and which I wanted on there. I wanted to kind of go back to have the information that was on, records and albums when I was young, and I loved reading all that stuff. So, but now it's like a book, but it's a whole different thing. An album versus a CD. It's a much smaller option with a CD. So to read it.
I hear you, Carl. Is there anything you want to throw out there that we didn't touch on?
One thing I always say is that besides, go buy the Kelakos CD and the Canedy Headbanger, which I'm really grateful about. But, I think the biggest thing is we have these shows coming up, and like I said, Defenders of the Old is next Saturday in Brooklyn. I think the biggest thing is that for us, we've realized in the last 10 years, the Rods have, that we have fans all around the world and in countries we never thought we had fans. And it's always great to meet them. And when we travel, we meet people that have emailed us or that we speak with online now, and they become friends. And when we go to their country, we hang out, we go to dinner, and it's just, and even if it's just after the show. So for the fans, if you're at a show and you want to say hi, just come and say hi, just tell them you want to talk to us or whatever, because that's one of the things we love. We love meeting the people who support us. We truly are humbled by that, and we appreciate the fact that they've hung in there with us all these years. And so don't be afraid to say hi.
That's right. Carl, can you do me a quick favor?
Sure can.
Can you do a promo ID for our radio show? Just say your name, the bands you're with, and you listen to Maximum Threshold and throw something crazy out at the end of it?
All right. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Don't be writing this down. It's cheating.
You want me to say Dom? Do you want me to use
You can just say Maximum Threshold.
Okay. This is Carl-Canedy from the Rods, and you're listening to Maximum Threshold Radio and that crazy bastard Dom.
Nice. Hey, Carl, I want to thank you again for calling in and being on the show tonight. And definitely, like I said, I'm going to do a lot more pushing out here to help get your music out there and everything I could do for you guys.
We really appreciate it, honestly. I mean, it's, as you know, there's a lot of noise out there. It's tough to rise above that and get the music out to the fans. So, this kind of stuff is what it takes, and we really appreciate the support.
No problem, man. We're here for you.
All right. Thanks, Don.
No problem.
Good talking with you.
Nice talking to you, too. Definitely we'll keep in touch.
Absolutely. If you need anything, just, let Chip know.
I would definitely do that. Great guy.
If you need any kind of giveaways or whatever, just let him know.
Okay, shall do.
Okay. Thanks, Don. Good talking with you.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Was a night so bright the stars shook with fever, so cold outside, must be 20 below. I've been walking now for about half an hour, straight out of town, I was heading home. Now the snow drifts range from 5 to 10 feet, a lot of that just loosely powdered snow. Began churning in my face. Titanic iceberg. And the countryside seemed unfriendly, a never-ending desolate doom. My only friend, high above my head, was the smiling crescent-shaped moon. A lone pirate said, "Stay away from here. You should be near the ones you love, the ones you love."
You have just listened to an exclusive interview on Maximum Threshold Radio. Thanks for listening, and please visit us at MaximumThreshold.net.